Welcome back, Exiles. Today we're diving into a treasure trove of Path of Exile 2 updates. Straight from a recent interview with GGG's Jonathan by a Korean Path of Exile YouTube channel. Grab your flask because we're talking crafting, complexity, mirrors, combat, trade, uniques, and so much more. Stick around to hear all the juicy details and share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's get into it! Let's start with crafting. Path of Exile 2's current crafting system is designed to be simple. On purpose, GGG wants the baseline experience to be approachable for new players. But don't worry, veteran crafters, Jonathan confirmed that over time, expansions will introduce more layers to the system. This means deeper mechanics, more customization, and those intricate crafting recipes we love to min-max. For now, it's all about laying the foundation, but the future looks promising for all you crafting aficionados. Now for the loot goblins, the Mirror of Kalandra is making its glorious return in PoE 2. Just like in PoE 1, it's going to be a rare and valuable drop. Farming one will still be a monumental task, so don't expect it to show up in your stash anytime soon. But knowing it's out there, and knowing that moment of finding one is still possible, is what keeps the dream alive for many players. Keep grinding, Exiles. Melee players, your patience is finally being rewarded. GGG has put significant effort into making melee more viable and satisfying in PoE 2. Jonathan explained that boss mechanics are designed to favor close, range combat in some situations. Melee players can dodge attacks more effectively in close quarters, especially against bosses with sweeping motion attacks. Meanwhile, ranged characters might find it trickier to stay safe. This shift gives melee builds a unique edge, making them more than just a tanky option. Whether you're swinging a sword or smashing with a mace, it's time to get up close and personal with your enemies. A trade remains a cornerstone of Path of Exile's economy, and GGG isn't straying from their philosophy. The trade market in PoE 2 will stick to a free market system, meaning no item binding or restrictions. While this approach keeps the economy dynamic, it also means the usual challenges of price fixing and market manipulation will persist. For better or worse, the trade experience will stay as we know it, open, chaotic, and full of opportunities for savvy traders. Unique items are evolving in PoE 2. Many fan-favorite uniques from PoE 1 are returning, reworked to fit the new mechanics. While specifics weren't fully revealed, GGG teased that these items will be more interactive and impactful in the new system. As for Mageblood and Headhunter, Mageblood hasn't been confirmed due to changes in the Flask system, but Headhunter seems more likely to make a comeback. Jonathan emphasized that uniques in PoE 2 are designed to be more exciting and transformative, offering opportunities for creativity and build diversity. Get ready to hunt for some truly game-changing loot. GGG has made strides in reducing reliance on third-party tools by improving in-game features. Skill tooltips now offer more detailed insights, and the passive tree highlights how nodes will affect your character. However, Jonathan made it clear that tools like Path of Building will still be necessary for theory crafting. GGG wants the in-game experience to focus on the journey of discovering builds, but they acknowledge that PoB remains essential for planning complex builds. So, while the game is becoming more self-sufficient, third-party tools won't be going away anytime soon. Guild leaders, take note that your PoE 1 guilds won't transfer to PoE 2. This is due to backend technical limitations, so you'll need to recreate everything from scratch. GGG also confirmed that there won't be guild-specific challenges, staying true to their ethos of ensuring all content is solo accessible. While this might disappoint some players who enjoy collaborative guild objectives, it reinforces PoE's commitment to individual achievement. So, if you're planning to rebuild your guild in PoE 2, get those invites ready. High risk, high reward gameplay is alive and well in PoE 2. Pinnacle boss fights will remain single death challenges. Jonathan explained that this content is designed for the most skilled players and serves as a benchmark for mastery. These fights aren't just about surviving. They're about precision, strategy, and understanding the game's mechanics. If you want to conquer these encounters, prepare to test your limits. Now, let's talk damage over time. In PoE 1, there was a 30 million DOT cap due to technical limitations. In PoE 2, this cap is likely gone. Jonathan hinted that the new systems don't require such restrictions, meaning DOT builds could push their damage further than ever before. It's not 100% confirmed, but the lack of a cap would open up exciting possibilities for damage over time enthusiasts. Fine, skill balancing is a cornerstone of PoE's identity, and it's no surprise that it will remain a major focus in PoE 2. Jonathan shared insights into how the devs decide which skills to buff, nerf, or rework. One key factor: data from third-party websites. By analyzing player usage stats, they can identify underutilized skills and decide whether they need a boost to bring them back into the spotlight. But it's not just about raw numbers. The devs also pay close attention to community feedback. If a skill is widely regarded as clunky or underwhelming, they'll take a closer look at why. Is it the mechanics, the damage scaling, or is it simply outclassed by other options? This holistic approach ensures that changes feel meaningful and address real player concerns. PoE 2 also introduces new challenges for balancing. With its updated mechanics and revamped skill systems, old skills may interact with the game in unexpected ways. For example, a skill that was mediocre in PoE 1 could become overpowered in PoE 2 due to new synergies or item interactions. The devs will need to stay vigilant, especially in the early months after launch, as the community uncovers powerful and sometimes broken builds. Balancing is an ongoing process, and the devs have shown they're up to the task. While the meta will never be perfectly balanced, let's be honest, that's part of the fun. Their commitment to keeping under-used skills viable ensures that players always have new builds to explore. Whether you're a min-maxer chasing the meta or a creative player experimenting with niche builds, there's something for everyone. The devs have made it clear PoE 2's fiercest competition isn't Diablo 4, Last Epoch, or Grim Dawn. It's Path of Exile 1. This self-aware statement highlights an important truth. PoE 1 set an incredibly high bar for our RPG, and it's up to GG to surpass their own legacy. This rivalry with themselves is a double-edged sword. On one hand, PoE 1's massive player base means they already have a loyal audience eager for PoE 2. But on the other hand, this audience has extremely high expectations. Every system, from crafting to combat, must feel like a step forward. Anything that feels like a downgrade risks alienating their core community. Moreover, PoE 1 isn't going anywhere. It will continue to run alongside PoE 2, which means the devs need to balance supporting two games simultaneously. PoE 1 will still get updates and leaks, creating a unique situation where players can choose between two games under the same brand. For many players, the choice will come down to preference. Do they stick with the familiar systems of PoE 1 or dive into the new mechanics of PoE 2? Interestingly, this approach also means GGG can experiment with PoE 2 without fear of alienating their entire player base. If PoE 2's innovations don't click with certain players, they can always go back to PoE 1. It's a bold strategy, but it shows GGG's confidence in their ability to deliver two successful games. Finally, launch day fears are real, and GGG knows it. Jonathan admitted that serviceability is a top concern, especially with the unprecedented number of players expected at launch. GGG is scaling up their infrastructure to meet the demand, but we all know how these things go. Fingers crossed that the servers can handle the influx. But don't be surprised if there are some hiccups on day one. And that's everything you need to know about PoE 2's latest updates. From crafting to trade, melee to uniques, the future of Rayclass looks brighter than ever. Which feature are you most excited about? Drop a comment below and let's chat. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss an update. Stay filthy, exiles, and I'll see you in Rayclass.